Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Real People with Real Results. I'm Danielle Matthews. I absolutely love sharing the ASEA technology and its redox signaling potential. As you all know, I've worked with this now for 8 years. I've been taking it myself for 9 years, and I have gotten to meet people from all over the world having various experiences that are all profound and really meaningful. And so I get paid in goosebumps, and I want to bring you some of these goosebump moments so you know what I'm talking about. And today I have Natalia with me. She is down in Mexico. Natalia, can you just introduce yourself and let everyone know a little bit about you?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Danielle. I'm happy to be here, first of all. So yeah, I'm Natalia Grace. I've been living in Peru for the last 7 years and recently moved to Mexico. I'm actually an energy worker. I coach people also to support them to embrace more of their authentic self. And also I'm into health. I owned a organic health store for the last 7 years, also in Peru, but then we sold it out before we moved to Mexico. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Beautiful. Well, let's dive right in. So how did ASEA cross your path? What was on your mind when you went looking for it, or did someone call you? And let's start there.
Yeah, I actually love this story because I'm gonna just go back a little bit in time, back to January. Because as I was mentioning, like I'm into health, so already my health was kind of fine. I didn't know that I had any health issues. I follow a beautiful diet. I have my supplements, vitamins, all of that. But I always felt that there was, as if there was a ceiling, like as if no matter what I did, I could always feel some sort of pain, some sort of aching. I wouldn't feel in my optimal health. And no matter what I did, like even, emotional health, mental health, physical health, whatever it is. And I remember back in January for like a couple of nights, I was just in a lot of prayer mode. And I don't know why, it was just like this feeling, this calling that I was in communion with spirit and just feeling this strong knowing. It was this full body feeling and knowing that there's something out there that exists, like a new technology. How I felt, it was a new technology that exists out there that I never heard of, and it's something completely new. And so it's beyond everything that I'm doing right now. So I was like, it's beyond vitamins, beyond detoxifying. Like I just knew there was something out there. And it was like, I think 3 repetitive nights of just being in that state. And that week, I found ASEA. And it was so weird because I'm not the type of person that, whenever I see a product, I'm like, okay, let me take it. Even in the health store that we had, it was always like the top-notch, high-quality products. We don't sell anything that we don't use ourselves. But the way that it was, the description of the product, it was just, this is the same words, the same sentences that I've been feeling and I've been picking up on during those days. I'm like, this is a sign, this is it, I'm supposed to use it. And I remember the first day that I held the bottle, I just teared. Like, I don't know, I just had tears, and it felt like kind of when someone gives you something and it's just so meaningful and you just cry. Yeah, that's how it felt. I just had tears. I was like, wow, okay, that feels like it's something that's gonna really have a big impact on my life.
Yeah, well, it's when you're in alignment with spirit, your intuition is on point. And I love that you listened to it and you were looking and searching, and then you knew, like, when it comes in front of you, it's not by mistake, it's by design. And I love that story. I didn't know that bit about when you got it in your hands finally. So tell me, what did you do with it? Did you take it? Did you give it to family members? Like, talk me through the experience that you and your family had.
Yeah, so I was the first one to actually use it. And then after that, I started, sharing it, and the rest of the family started using it. But I don't know if you want me to go into the experience that I had while.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tell us when you started, and kind of like even the timeline, like how much did you take? What were you experiencing over that time, and bring us up to now for you.
Yeah, so I started from the beginning in the normal dose, which is 4 ounces a day. Didn't do less, didn't do more. But I'm usually like, as I was mentioning, like I didn't have any sort of visible or any health issue, but I'm very like in tune and sensitive to my body. So I know where there's something out of alignment or there's a block there. And one thing that was just they were like, I have actually a couple of points about the physical things that I went through, but I want to first tackle the energetic part of things because it was so visible for me the first week. There was, first of all, like in the beginning, I used to call it like the distortion detector. Like that's how I used to call it. And in that sense, what I mean is like I was able to detect more quickly and more visibly any sort of misalignment I had within myself or with other people. Everything just felt super clear, sharp, neat. Like there's much less confusion, much less chaos. And I was like, okay, that's how I started calling it. That was for my own sake, and with my friends, like, yeah, this is the distortion detector. And so what it helped me do, I started noticing that it helped me process emotions also much quicker. Like when there's an emotion rising or something that I need to deal with, it's much quicker for me to sit with it and process it and be like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. My awareness is much more expanded. This is what I need to do to deal with it. And boom, and just move forward much quicker. And also another thing was, for sure, I felt like much more grounded in who I am. Like I could really feel it. Like this is who I am and I'm standing in it. Yeah, there's no confusion there. So these were very visible for me the first week. And I think that it actually makes sense to me even now that I'm voicing it out, because in energy world, like we say that all memories and all blockages, all emotions are stored in the cells. Actually, everything is stored in the cells. So it actually makes a lot of sense that on the physical aspect, if this is what's being heightened and amplified, then it will support the spiritual aspect as well to cleanse and clear that much quicker. Yeah, so that's for the energetic part. So I'll move forward to the physical, unless I don't know if you wanted to add something or
No, it's
go ahead.
beautiful. I think the clarity of mind, the increase in intuition and like connectedness, I felt the same. So I absolutely love that.
Yeah. So with the physical, the main one that it was also very visible the first week was the energy level. Like I felt, so I was always someone that I would feel or think that I had low energy levels. And so I would need to take naps during the day or just my lifestyle would be very different. And I noticed that what I was receiving was this optimal energy level. Like if my natural energy, how would my natural energy look like or feel like? That's how it felt like. It wasn't like taking something external like shilajit or coffee where I get that peak of energy and then I'm like dropping. This is really like my own natural energy, much more amplified. And so that was really cool. And I find myself that no matter what I want to do, I can now do it if I choose to. And I don't get tired. I just do it. The other one was digestion. So I had also digestive issues. I definitely worked on it with the diet and everything. But there were some things I was sensitive to that I couldn't eat. And that was also, I stopped feeling that. I was able to now digest anything I want, or at least the things that I had sensitivity to, now I don't have them anymore. And another one that I noticed also within the first month, it was pretty quick, was the fat. Like I would digest very quickly. So normally it would take me like 3 to 4 hours to digest. And now I feel like it's just half an hour. I'm feeling like I'm good to go. Like I don't feel that heaviness with digestion.
Nice. Incredible. I felt the same, like this. I feel like the Energizer Bunny, right? You like just wake up and you just go, and it's this sustained, like beautiful energy from within. And for those of you that are wondering, we were talking about ASEA Redox, and she was drinking just 4 ounces a day, which is 2 of these cups, one in the morning, one at night. Very simple. It is a powerful solution to just optimizing the potential of your body to get back into balance and to do what it's designed to do. So I love your story. You know, a lot of us think we're healthy, and I'm like, there is another level to your health. I have experienced that. I've stayed on this for 9 years because I'm constantly able to be at my optimum, which I love. But this is also something that a lot of people take because they're feeling off balance or their body's not, where it needs to be. And I know your son was in a situation where he was dealing with some issues and you started him on it. So talk to us about Aiden's story.
Yeah, so I was really excited to learn more about how like the different things that ASEA was actually supporting people with. And so Aiden was he's actually on the spectrum, and he's 11 years old now, and he was completely nonverbal, aggressive to himself, towards other people. He would not integrate in any school, any classroom, all over the place, whatever you want to call it, like just being all over the place, not being able to manage his emotions, even show any sort of emotional empathy. And yeah, nonverbal. So he could barely say few words. Like even if he said one word, it would be like half the word. And 2 months after drinking, or through drinking, he is now making full sentences. He's expressing his emotions, expressing his needs and his wants. He's showing emotional empathy, like which was very impossible. Like if someone's crying in front of him, he wouldn't recognize, like, oh, this person's like, now he's recognized. He comes and shows compassion, sympathy. Oh, like, oh, you're crying. Like, I want to hug you.
Wow.
He's now integrated in class. He's able to follow activities, follow guidelines. And I think the last one that was really beautiful, it had just happened a week ago. He was coloring again, so his focus is much more present, which he couldn't do before. It was coloring. And I was like, I finished. So he said, I finished. So that was also big for us. And then we look at the coloring book, and he had written the entire alphabet by himself. Like we never taught him the alphabet. He just had it written. And we told him, okay, can you spell it? And then he started spelling the alphabet. So this is just beyond. This is beyond.
Oh, I got goosebumps just hearing that. So I love this. And this is just a few months of drinking the Redox. Now, was he doing 4 ounces, 2 ounces, 8 ounces? Like how much was Aiden drinking?
Also 4 ounces a day.
Nice. Yeah, it's exciting to think, like, just a few months in, this is the improvements we're seeing. I mean, now extrapolate out a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, it's so incredible. All Redox does is increases communication at the cellular level. So these molecules themselves don't cure, heal, treat, or prevent any disease, any issue, but they go in and they help your cells to better signal, so that what should be turned on is turned on. What needs to be activated is activated. Where there's damage, it's detected, right? So the body can go in and do what it's designed to do. And, younger kids, I find they respond faster because their system is full of redox. And it's just like they need a little bit more signal, and it starts to really to go well. We start making less of our own redox molecules as we get older. And so the older we get, the more depleted we are. And, people in their 50s, 60s, they might need a little bit more than someone like you or I that's a little bit younger. But it's beautiful that we can all now have the option to replenish our supply. The last question I have for you, you obviously have been doing beautiful work in the world, down in Peru and now moving into Mexico in this new community. Why are you wanting to put time, energy, effort to help other people learn about this technology? Like, what is it that's resonating with you so much to share this?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because when I first started and seeing, the different support system that I was receiving from it. And although that was one thing I want to say also, that sometimes changes are very subtle, like they can be subtle. Sometimes you're expecting like, oh, I want this to be immediate, but actually it could be subtle. But I realized that I would still share it with my closest friends. But the moment I saw the support that actually Aiden received, and because of, because it was more visible in that way, because there could have been, specific misalignment in what in his system, I realized this is the reason why I have to share this, because everybody needs to know that this thing exists. Just to know that it's there. Verbally, maybe for me it was through spirit. Some of us can get that guidance, or it could be also through us being the messenger, like, hey, this thing exists. So I really felt inspired with that. And since being more and more in it, just realizing, again, as I was saying, like the alignment, energetic alignment of this product with my own, like with the spiritual system, my own energy body, I also realized that there's just a lot of heart and beautiful energy in this company. Like it's something that their values feel very much in alignment with my values, and that's big for me. So I would want to support that also.
Yeah, and well said. One of the first events I ever went to with this company was called their Ethos Academy. And it was about the spirit of the company and the principles, their ethos that they align with. And I'll never forget, I mean, some of their principles were just the power of gratitude. There was a children's book called The Three Questions that talked about, like, the moral of the story was be present with the person you're with, do what's best for the person in front of you, like put your own needs and your own ego aside, just serve. And I thought, wow, if this is what they're teaching at this level, like it was the founder of the company speaking, his name's Tyler Norton. I was getting goosebumps that whole meeting going, this is so in alignment with who I am. And I want to be part of this. Think about the people I'll get to meet, along the journey, this community of like minds coming together. And, now for myself, fast forward 8 years, I've met people all over the world that have a similar vision. And, it's like, you've been attracted to this, and now you and I can lock arms, and it's beautiful to see the impact we can make. And people don't know what they don't know. So I always say, look, keep an open mind, say yes to learning about this, dive a little bit deeper, see if it's something that aligns with you or your family member and could support in some way, shape, or form. So Natalia, thank you so much for coming on. Was there anything else that you want to say before we wrap up?
No, I guess that's all. It's perfect. Yeah, thank you for having me here, Danielle.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And guys, if you're interested, there'll be links in the description below this video. You can reach out. Natalia would be happy to share with you, help you learn more, as would I. We can connect you in with information and learn. She and I work directly with members of the medical board. So if you have questions that you want a doctor to answer, we can give you access to that. There's so much more here than meets the eye. And I look forward to helping you on this journey of learning. Have a beautiful day, everyone.